Kiwanis Club at Danbury. We're doing a presentation on crowdfunding. There's a lot of interesting questions that we have on this, and with us today is Manolis Sifarlakis.
That was close enough. That was good.
Okay, and without further ado, let me turn you over to Manolis on his presentation to us. I want to welcome you to Kiwanis Club of Danbury.
Thank you very much, John. Thank you very much. And so today I wanted to give you all an overview of what crowdfunding is. Just out of curiosity, has anyone here ever heard about crowdfunding before?
Yeah.
So
Well,
just one
previously,
person?
because we did the TV show that we did.
That's right.
Yes.
Okay, so one out of five has heard about crowdfunding. So I'll start from the beginning on what many people know about crowdfunding. There's been a donation-based crowdfunding called Kickstarter.com is the website, and the purpose of that type of a platform is offer an incentive to receive donations toward an artistic project, a film project, or even a product that you're trying to sell. You could offer that product as an incentive to achieve a donation. So if we break down the word, crowdfunding is a crowd of people who believe in someone's idea, an entrepreneur's idea, and they believe so strongly that they either want to invest in it, they want to donate toward the cause, so that whatever the goal that the entrepreneur is trying to raise funding-wise can be met. So just to show you the success of this donation-based model, the Kickstarter model, since 2009, there were 55,000 projects funded by 5.4 million different individuals, and they raised over $950 million through donation-based crowdfunding. So you can see the potential here that it's not just a fad. This is something that has practical value. In fact, I believe the crowdfunding industry as a whole at the end of 2013 raised a total of $5 billion as a whole in crowdfunding.
Is that worldwide?
Worldwide, I believe it's worldwide, yes. So it's $5 billion worldwide. Now projections globally over the next 20 years, they're saying it can grow as big as 90 billion. So the growth potential here, crowdfunding is essentially about to reach a tipping point. So the US government noticed the success of this rewards-based crowdfunding, this donation-based crowdfunding, the Kickstarters of the world. They noticed how successful that was. And so in 2012, the Senate, Congress, and the President signed into law the 2012 Jobs Act, which is the Jumpstart Our Small Businesses Act. Within that piece of legislation, there were two provisions that related to crowdfunding. One was Title II equity crowdfunding, and the other was Title III equity crowdfunding. Title II equity crowdfunding was just, the rules were just finalized, and that is general solicitation of accredited investors via crowdfunding. So this is where if you're an accredited investor and you make $200,000 a year or more, or you're worth $1 million in net worth, previously under Rule 506, you were not allowed to generally solicit a private placement offering, a private business offering to these accredited investors. But as a result of the Jobs Act, Title II, the provision in the Jobs Act, it created Rule 506C, which is now, as long as you have a mechanism to verify that whoever you're soliciting to is indeed an accredited investor, meaning the individual goes to a website and self-certifies and says, I am indeed an accredited investor, I'm allowed to see this. You can now create a database of these individuals through the websites, post offerings online, and suddenly solicit all your database of accredited investors. An example of this going on right now and the implications, real estate is huge in this. There's a company known as RealityMogul.com, and as a result of this form of crowdfunding, Title II, they've raised approximately $10 million since in 2013, since their inception. So the $10 million, right? $10 million that they raised, that's just the actual down payment piece. The value of the properties are actually much greater. You're looking at potentially $60 million worth of properties financed this way. So that's for the accredited investors. But what really got us excited, what really got me excited to really go into the crowdfunding movement was the other provision, Title III crowdfunding. And to give you a brief history lesson, back in 1933, the Securities and Exchange Commission, as a result of the Great Depression, only allowed accredited investors to invest in private companies because at the time it was determined that too many people who were unsophisticated in investing lost a lot of money in the Great Depression, and so they said we're not going to allow certain individuals who are not wealthy to invest in private companies. We think that's just too risky for them. Flash forward now to 2014, it's the internet age. People have a lot more information at their fingertips. You can go to Google, research an opportunity. You could research the entrepreneurs behind an opportunity and see what their social media footprint is. If the guy's a scammer, you can quickly see that he has complaints online. It's a new digital age. And so the government said, because Kickstarter and donation base has been so successful, and because so much more information is at the fingertips of the American public, let's try to rethink that law that was passed in 1933. So what Title III crowdfunding did, and right now it's being deliberated because the rules were recently released by the Securities and Exchange Commission, they eliminated the accredited investor requirement in order to invest in a private company. So in America, let's just put that into perspective. In America, there's 8.7 million people who qualify as an accredited investor, meaning again, they're the wealthy individual who makes $200,000 a year or is worth $1 million in net worth. Only 8.7 million. By eliminating that requirement to invest in a private company to be accredited, you now expanded the capital pool to 300 million Americans. Essentially, anyone capable of earning an income can now invest up to a certain limit and up to certain caps. So a business, if they want to raise money, would post their business, post it in compliance with all the Securities and Exchange Commission requirements, and they could raise up to $1 million every 12 months. An investor, i.e. the American public, if they make less than $100,000 a year, they will be able to invest $2,000 or 5% of their income up to a total of $5,000 a year. If an individual makes over $100,000 a year, they can invest up to 10% of their income up to a cap of $100,000 a year. So before I move on, I just want you to realize that that is a huge shift. It's not just accredited investors who could potentially invest in very lucrative private company offerings now. It's now the American public who can decide, who can essentially decide who gets funded and who doesn't get funded. An example, I guess, here's another example. If you're a restaurateur and you've been in business for 33 years, you go to a bank, and based on what the bank's black and white criteria is, you get declined. You get declined for that bank loan. You don't know a wealthy individual who could potentially help you out in this situation and you're trying to expand your business. Prior to this law, if that happened to you, you've essentially given up on your dream. You've essentially said, I'm only going to grow so big. I only can grow this big. With crowdfunding and the Jobs Act, in this Title III equity crowdfunding, you now have a third option. And in my opinion, who knows your business better than you do? Who knows your business better than your customers do? If a restaurant has a lot of traffic, it's successful, it's serving great food, it's been around for 33 years. Your customers know you, they come to you, they're your people who come in day in and day out. Do they know your business better, or does your bank know your business better? To me, allowing that shift, that paradigm shift to occur in America by informing people that this is out there, you now can potentially have your customers be your investors. You could potentially either share with them the profits of your company by giving them a piece of the company in exchange for the capital you need to expand, or you could take the role of the bank and lend them money and earn a return on your investment. To stick with that restaurant model, assume you lend the money. You generate interest. Next thing you know, at the end of the year, you get paid a percentage of the interest. You've just paid for 5 meals or whatever the case may be. You've paid for something. You've earned a higher interest rate than a bank is willing to pay you at this time. It's only 1% interest at banks, if that. So to make it clear as what's going on in America, they are creating a stock market for private companies. And what we're trying to do is inform America exactly what's going on and educate them on how to crowdfund when the time comes. So I'm going to open it up for questions, and then I can explain more what we're trying to do with Reality Crowd TV. But for now, let me open it up for questions if someone has a brief question at the moment.
How far off are you starting up your TV program where you're going to highlight all this activity?
Okay, great question. Just a quick question. John Latino asked, how far off are we from actually starting our program to highlight the activity, the economic opportunities that are going to come into place? So let me start first by telling you what our show is all about. So we are creating a reality TV show around the crowdfunding movement that will be crowdfunded on Kickstarter.com. And as I mentioned to everyone here earlier, Kickstarter.com is a donation and rewards-based platform. So in exchange for a donation to raise money for our show, we will be offering donors a reward in exchange for that. The mission of our show is to inform, educate, inspire, and motivate entrepreneurs worldwide to start small businesses through crowdfunding and to provide them with the blueprint on how to crowdfund. We are looking at early February to launch our fundraising campaign. We have our synopsis that we can shop around to reality producers, networks, who would be interested in picking it up. We have our video recorded to be posted on Kickstarter so that everyone knows exactly what we're doing. But we're essentially raising money around $36,000 to create a 15-minute pitch video that we can then shop around to networks in order to get picked up. My two college roommates, when we first started this whole journey, my two college roommates worked their way through the mailrooms in Hollywood, and they actually represent reality TV show personalities right now. So I didn't just start this as a dream and without any way of actually getting it done. I have the contacts, and they essentially told me, give us the 15-minute pitch video, and we will put it in the hands of producers who can actually make a decision on whether they want to take the show on or not. But at a minimum, this show will go on through the internet at first if needed. We will have internet distribution, and we will educate people in any way that we can, because this is more than just a show. This is about the mission. This is about the movement. This is about an opportunity that Americans and global citizens really need to know about. So whenever I speak about Reality Crowd TV and crowdfunding, I speak about the mission, not any other motivation. Question?
Yeah, back to your example, an investor if I wanted to give money to the restaurant and I loaned it to them, are there guidelines as to what the return would be or the interest rate on that loan?
Very good question. Thank you. So the gentleman asked, are there guidelines on what a business who is seeking money through a loan, like what are the terms of the loan? That is going to be judged based on supply and demand. So there aren't any guidelines on what the minimum is or the maximum is. But if you're offering only 1% interest and they can get 1% interest at a bank, why would they loan you money? So you have to make the loan attractive to an investor to want to invest. But it's not only what the terms of the deal are, you also have to disclose multiple things about your company. This is regulated by the Securities and Exchange Commission. And so there's certain filings that may need to be made depending on the total amount of money you're trying to raise. And so you have to provide a miniature prospectus. It's not like an IPO where the costs are ridiculously high and out of reach for mainstream Americans. But the only way you're going to be able to market your business who's seeking the loan is by creating a red herring or a prospectus, or basically an information sheet on, who are you, what is your business, what are your financial statements. You have to assure a potential investor or a potential American who may lend you money that your opportunity is worth it and is not a risk to them. Because people are not investing to lose their money. They're investing to make money. So it's not only the customers knowing who you are, but you actually have to show them all of who you are to get them very comfortable in investing in you and your business. Does that answer your question?
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Any further questions? Or?
I was going to ask you, so is this going to be international, or is it just going to be domestic, the reality TV, until you really get going?
Great question, John. If you were to Google us on the internet, you'll see that we actually released a press release announcing multiple things. Our nationwide tour. So you guys are the second stop. The Kiwanis Club of Danbury is the second stop on my nationwide tour. So thank you again for having me. But another press release that we sent out was the World Tour Contest. So we have ambitions of going global, and the World Tour Contest states whoever makes a contribution, regardless of the amount, so you can even make a $1 donation just so you can get this one chance. Whoever makes that contribution to our crowdfunding campaign gets a vote to determine where season 2 of RealityCrowdTV will air all over the world. So we're starting here. Once we set things in motion here, and it's essentially on autopilot, we can then bring this to other nations, and that's what we're going to try to do for season 2. And right now on our website we only have 3 affiliates that we've listed, but I just got another affiliate too. If you go to our website, RealityCrowdTV.com, the UK has signed an affiliate agreement with us. China has signed an affiliate agreement with us. I'm negotiating with Greece right now. Hopefully they'll say, because I'm Greek, I mean, if they don't support me, I don't know who will. So Greece is another one. But then today, I just got it from India. We just got an affiliate agreement signed from India. And this gentleman from India is the real deal. He actually has a funding platform in India and he has the connections to really promote his country to win the World Tour Contest. So UK, China, and Greece, if you're listening, you got some work to do. But so this is what we're doing. It's not just it is about the U.S. because the U.S. has this new legislation and